Hello everyone, this is Salt again. While I was thinking on what my next video subject should be, I came across this book I used to read while I was a kid. The Fairy Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. Now, you might be thinking, bruh, fairy tales, isn't that kids stuff? Well, you are correct, at least partially. The thing with Andersen's stories is that they deal with universal themes and the human condition. They are simple enough for children to understand, but not simplistic so as to bore the adults. Take The Little Mermaid for example. It might seem just as a tale about a mermaid that falls in love with a prince. It's a classic. But it's also a devastating one with metaphors for sacrifice and temptations from a world unknown. On top of that, it does not have a happy ending. Also, in The Emperor's New Clothes, would a kid understand the effect that truth-telling can have against societal pressures? Well, unless it's me, I don't think so. So this got me into thinking, surely there must be something interesting about this man, and I decided to do some research. The first thing that came into my mind was, dude, there must be a movie about him, and that's how I ended up watching my first Danish production ever, Young Andersen. Now, if you ask me, it has very little to do with a true story, but I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just couldn't find the point of it. Except for the fact that he does not want to do anything else other than, well, what he wants to do. Write, sing and dance. Hold on now. Are we making history content here or movie reviews? Nonetheless, let's get into the life of Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen was born on April 2nd, 1805 in Odense, Denmark. His father was a shoemaker, and his mother earned money washing other people's clothes. His parents spoiled him and encouraged him to develop his imagination. At the age of 14, Andersen convinced his mother to let him try his luck in Copenhagen, Denmark, rather than studying to become a tailor. For 3 years, Andersen lived in one of Copenhagen's most run-down areas. He tried to become a singer, a dancer, and an actor, but he failed. When he was 17, a government official arranged a scholarship for him in order to give him a second chance to receive an education. But, he was a poor student and was never able to study successfully. He never learned how to spell or how to write in Danish. As a result, his writing style remained close to the spoken language and still sounds fresh today, unlike the work of other writers from the same era. After spending 7 years at school, mostly under the supervision of a principal who seems to have hated him, Andersen celebrated the passing of his university exams in 1828 by writing his first narrative. Now, don't ask me how he managed to pass his exams without being able to spell and write. The story, however, was a success, and it was quickly followed by a collection of poems. Andersen's career as an author had begun, and his years of suffering were at an end. This is it, now, that's the movie. Well, luckily for you, I don't limit my research to a movie, so let's keep going. A lifelong bachelor, Andersen was frequently in love with, among others, the singer Jenny Lind. He lived most of his life as a guest at the country homes of wealthy Danish people. He made many journeys abroad, where he met, in many cases, became best friends with well-known Europeans, amongst them the English novelist Charles Dickens. Well, unlike the Grimm brothers, he wrote his stories based on his life. Take, for example, The Ugly Duckling. Just like the Ugly Duckling, he was born in a poor family and he was often outcasted and alone. He saw fairy tales as the poetic from the future, combining folk art and literature and describing both the tragic and the comical elements of life. While children can enjoy most of the tales, the best of them are written for adults as well. The tales also take on different meanings to different readers, a feat only a great poet can accomplish. Sadly, Andersen died in Copenhagen, Denmark on August 4th, 1875. So, just like Andersen's tales, this video has different meaning to different audience. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. But until then, take care. I'll see you on the next one.